Howdy, welcome back. So today's video we'll be picking up where we left off in the last one, which was step 7, page 10-19. So this video here will involve the total completion of the tailcone. So it'll be the last video of the series here, I promise you. But hopefully we had some good content for you. Tailcone's completed, it's sitting behind the camera now, and it looks absolutely amazing. And yeah, hopefully we'll have some good content here for you. Apologize ahead of time, I know I had some framing issues filming with the GoPro. It's been a struggle recording with that thing. So going forward, you'll see, hopefully the quality here is good, but made a sizable investment in the channel here. Picked up a new dedicated camera for recording. So we'll be able to get different angles. This should be a whole lot smoother going forward. Hopefully less technical issues. But yeah, jump on into things here. Let's get to building. I wanted to check in real quick here regarding a little bit of a, not veering from plans, but doing things a little bit out of order here in regards to riveting. So the step in the process that I'm at is on 10-20. Basically says to go ahead and get everything clecoed back together the same way done originally earlier on in the process before match drilling and clecoing everything together. Anyways, has you cleco everything together and then get to riveting, but instead of that, I'm actually going ahead and riveting these stiffeners on first, as well as just the bottom sections of these bulkheads before I actually get the side skins on. Reason being, because it makes it so that way you can be doing this as a one-man job. So when I called Van's builder support just to verify that it wouldn't cause any issues going forward, the gentleman I spoke with actually said that he would do things the exact same way, and he would actually rivet the bottom first as it stands now, then get the sides on, just to keep the amount of two-man jobs to a minimum. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all bucked on here. My one complaint with this is the big rubber piece makes it really hard to get an idea of where exactly the dead center is, especially going over tape like this. I know it will help if I get it like cockeyed at an angle, but this standard attachment here just is so easy just to get exactly where you want it. So what I don't want to happen is start bucking on this thing, and if it's off-centered, and start putting a dent in it at an angle that I don't want it to. So I know this one will be running the risk. I'll be running the risk of it getting off and crooked, but I can also guarantee that it will hit wherever I intend it to. As far as where we're at, finished riveting up the sides for the most part. Still do have to go around the bends here, so you'll see I stopped right where the bend really initiates. I got the first rivet done, and then first two on that one there, but didn't want to go any further on my own. Didn't want to run the risk of causing any bends or do anything silly there. So we'll wait until we have another human here to help out with that. But during the time being here, there's a human. During the time being here, a fun, interesting one is this rivet here. So you'll see inside of here, we have these stiffeners and this support bar here. And we have to get to those rivets. Those are AN 4-4 rivets. And I don't know how the heck you can buck those. So I was able to squeeze one of them just now. I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze this one on camera. And then I think what I'm gonna do is I'll show you why it's hard to get in there, and then I'll call builder support and see if I can get away with using some kind of a blind rivet. Cool, that worked out well. So now the remaining ones are gonna be really hard to get to, which I'm gonna call vans for real quick here, once they open for builder support. So to show you real quick what I'm dealing with, hopefully make this more clear. These ones I was able to squeeze there with the pneumatic squeezer, but these outer edge ones, I took the rivet out just for right now, but I cannot seem to find a way to get a nice square shot at it, even using this offset one. Still, even if I can get it lined up, I feel like I'm still going to be coming in slightly at an angle to it, and it's just going to roll the rivet over. Get this in frame here, but in this bottom one here, it got really interesting trying to find a way to get a bucking bar in here. Actually, I couldn't fit a bucking bar between these two without putting stress on this this bottom skin where it has this rolled over like integrated stiffener with it. I couldn't get the bucking bar to get through here without having a whole bunch of tension, and I didn't want to cause any bending there. So I had her actually hold this yoke, and you'll see where we use the back side of the yoke. I'm not sure if that was not a good thing to do or not, but it didn't bend it or anything. But she was literally able to just hold it between those two and hold it nice and perpendicular to the rivet to go ahead and get those bucked. So that's what we did the other day. So we're going to jump into further on down the line, getting the next set of rivets going in that direction, and hopefully she'll be able to do it just with the bucking bar like normal. But I'll put the camera to the side. Probably won't do too much talking. We have a lot of work to do, and the wings are officially with the delivery company on their way with the crate. So a lot of work to do, so set this camera up at a good angle and we'll get to it. And there's the wonderful wife. How's it going?
It's going.
So we've already got the top side bucked here all the way down there. Got these two sections here bucked. Now we're working across the very bottom one. We have a pretty good system so far, so we'll get a quick shot of it. But Amanda's over there on the bucking bar getting buck wild, and then I'm shooting the rivet gun on the back end. So we'll get a quick shot up front here. There's the bucking bar. Get a quick shot up front here, and I'll move the camera around to the back. Nothing too exciting, but to show how efficiently we're now working.
You're gonna jinx us.
I know. We're gonna have to like drill out all these rivets. Ready?
Ready? Good.
I'm not ready. Okay, ready?
Ready? Good.
Ready?
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 Ready? Good.
Ready?
Ready?
How'd it go?
Oh, beautiful.
Alrighty, so it's a new day. Yesterday we finished up bucking the side skins to the bottom skin. So today, jumping into this section here, which involves finishing off those rivets there. So there's a rivet right there, and hopefully you can see, yes, there's a rivet right there that needs to be done, and then right there that needs to be done as well on those far corners. And what I've found is it's really, really hard to get in there with a bucking bar or with a rivet gun and a bucking bar. Not sure how you do it. Some people online mentioned a couple of specific tools that could knock it out, get it done. But instead of doing that, I called Van's Builder Support just to see if a rivet would work. And sure enough, they had a little bit hesitation with the like the standard rivets that we use throughout in other spots of the build that are hard to get to. Main reason being because there's only 4 rivets that are in total, 2 of which are the called for solid rivets. So what he recommended, instead of using any of the rivets I have from the plans, he said order some Cherrymax rivets. So he said these will actually be, I believe he said these are even stronger in shear than the solid rivets. So went on Aircraft Spruce, got a plethora here, just so I have different sizes going forward for any of these hard to reach areas, since now it's good to know that these are seen as same or better when it comes to shear. So don't take my word for that. If you are building yours and have questions or concerns, call Builder Support. This is mainly, like I said in the past, this is documenting my own, the crazy thoughts that go on inside my head throughout our build and my decisions along the way. Not how-to guides, but so how we're going to do this is go ahead and use these Cherrymax rivets here. So I already went ahead and measured the material thickness, found the appropriate Cherrymax. Also went ahead, because I've already gotten one in there, also went ahead and modified my rivet puller here. So you'll see it used to actually extend out probably to about there, but chopped off the end with one of my saws over there. Anyways, chopped off the end, put a little bit of athletic tape over it to cushion it in case it touches the aluminum skin. But it gives me a little bit extra clearance so I can actually get in here and get that thing popped. So I'll set this camera down, we'll get this other rivet pulled here, and we'll get to the rest of the build. Beautiful. That worked. So again, if anyone out there is doing this, the rivets that I used here for reference were these CR 3213-4-2. But if you're going to go ahead and do this, make sure to reference their chart, reference whatever material thickness you're doing. This is what I did here. But yeah, these are the rivets that I used from Aircraft Spruce. Alrighty. Interrupting this time lapse real quick. You'll see probably on the time lapse footage that I have this long reach no hole yoke that I'm actually using to get these really hard to reach, really far out rivets here. But the interesting thing with the long reach one has no hole in the front of it, so it normally does not have a way to add any kind of an attachment there on the top portion. But what I found is with this setup, when I'm doing these 470, those rounded head rivets, this shank here is not long enough to fully set it, not long enough to meet the end here and give a solid within spec rivet. So since this does not have a hole in it, I actually went ahead and put one of those really small, strong magnets on it. So you'll notice I'm wearing safety glasses just in case if it does, I don't know, shatter, cause any issues or anything. But just one of these standard, really strong magnets here. And I went ahead and taped it on. It holds on its own with of course, the magnetic strength there. But did go ahead and tape it just in case to keep it fully centered there. And as well, if it does shatter or anything, 'cause I know these are breakable. In case anything does happen, hopefully that tape will help to keep it in place there. But it's working beautifully. So I was able to reach these long reach ones here. So you'll see that's really, really far out there. So anything I can do to prevent having to buck, I'm fine bucking. I know I'm going to have to buck a couple of them here. But if I can use a squeezer, I will always do that. But I'll show you inside real quick what that looks like. And you'll see it's nicely set rivets. So still have to do one here. But that's what I'm doing. So yeah, we'll get back to the time lapse. There we go. Woo!
The lightest thing ever.
All right, got this all ready for riveting. So got Amanda's bed made here. I gave her the luxurious, a couple luxurious Harbor Freight moving blankets, as well as a couple of very, very luxurious pieces of cardboard. So bulkheads are pretty well protected. There's still a flange there to watch out for, but got her bed made up for her. She's excited to get on in there. So yeah, I'm gonna probably set this camera down here, and we'll get to bucking, get to making loud noises. Got your earplugs?
Nope, I need those.
Oh, go get them. It's gonna be loud in there. So Amanda's looking for the receipt, but I figured this is a great time and a great convenient, comfortable location to go over a quick little life hack here when it comes to bucking. So with the material, whenever you have separation, I think I mentioned in a previous video, I've used drywall anchors, basically cut them down to the appropriate length to kind of act as a spacer to push against, to push the material while you're bucking. But I read online, someone mentioned getting, I think possibly in a Jason Ellis video, someone's video or something online, someone mentioned using a windshield washer hose and cutting that down to the appropriate length. So sure enough, I went to Napa. It's I think 59 cents a foot. So I figured we could financially recover from a foot length of that material. And this is what I have here. So I cut them down little lengths here, but it's just windshield washer line. So if you go in looking for, I'll see if I can find the receipt somewhere. But if you go in there, just ask for like the car window washer tubing, and yeah, they'll have the stuff there for you. Again, I think it's 59 cents or so. So very affordable, and you can cut it down in whatever lengths you want. So I made a couple previously that worked well for me at this specific length. So your length may vary. So it takes a little bit of trial and error, but it allows you to slide this over, slide it over the back of the rivet and push on it, and I can't get in a good position to show you right now, so I'll probably have to show you somehow after. But it works really well for these smaller 3/32 rivets. For the larger ones, you do have to cut a relief cut in the side of it. That way it does pull away. And by relief cut, I mean just literally a slit down the side of it. So you'll see this one here is open. Hopefully it's focusing there, no way to tell. But cut a slit down the side of it, or else it kind of overly cinches on the rivet and it gets really hard to pull it off. But that's why I have that relief cut there. But then other than that, the only key note, or the key takeaway with using these is I personally have found best use initially setting it, then pulling this off after seeing the materials been kind of pulled together and a slight shop head has started to form. Go ahead and pull it off, or else it gets really, really hard to pull off if you were to try to set it. It also has a tendency for some reason to want to lean the rivet over, I think because you're adding influence to that rivet. It's no longer just bucking straight in. It's being pushed from whether inconsistencies of the rubber, whatever it may be. So initially set it, pull it off, and then finish driving the rest of the rivet. Anyways, works well. I'm gonna have to use it right here. There's no way to get a good camera shot here. I'll try to get on this next one here after the first one. Try to get a good shot for you, but this is not the most comfortable place. Hey, she has the receipt.
For Domino's.
Oh, for Domino's. Domino's does not have them. You could try going. They're probably going to look at you funny. We'll find the receipt somewhere. And we're doing a quick burst with these initial ones that I've just set.
Okay. Ready?
Are you pushing?
I am pushing.
Ready? Beautiful. All right, normal rivet. Good. Ready?
Ready.
Apologize for the bad audio here, but we're fully done. You can tell because my camera, my GoPro over there, totally maxed out in memory. Can't use it anymore, so apologize for the audio with the cell phone there. But we're done. I'm excited. Overall, really happy with how this thing turned out. You'll see with how far back the camera is, it's definitely a big part. But yeah, we're thrilled to be done with this part here, moving on to the wings. But real quick, I'll hopefully give you a quick little spin around tour here. I'll kind of show you some key takeaways. First key takeaway, hopefully we're in frame here. But first key takeaway is regarding the bucking. It will be a two-person job. Those of you out there who are getting ready to get to this portion, you're not going to do this thing alone. You're going to need someone else. And with that in mind, it could be a good idea if you have some one-off parts to start bucking with them, kind of get a feel for whether or not they want to run the gun or run the bucking bar, because it's a little overwhelming at first getting in there. Amanda's first time bucking, well, I mean, we tried it for a little bit out here, put a piece of material in that vise, kind of practice a little bit, but you can only practice so much when you're already ready to move forward with the part. So initially we started with her on the inside of it. She did well, but she much preferred running the gun on the outside, which was totally fine with me. The inside was kind of tricky when it came to doing these little flange sections along the curve where they want to sit kind of proud of the skin wants to kind of sit out from the flange. So we did have to use that rubber tube method, using that windshield washer tube from Napa. I probably mentioned it previously. If not, I think it's like 59 cents a foot. So literally went to Napa, bought 1 foot of it, which worked really well. I previously got away with using drywall anchors. I think I've used a couple of other things in the past as well, but windshield washer tube, go to Napa, they'll know what you're talking about. Buy a foot of that, works really well for these smaller rivets. For the larger ones, you do have to go ahead and cut a slit in the side of it just to keep it so that way it doesn't get fully, like the rivet doesn't get fully swollen inside to where you're struggling to peel it off. Other than that though, just shove some moving blankets on the inside here. Had a couple layers I kind of built up the front with a couple of toolboxes. I think I had like my jack hammer, I had something, or an impact hammer box. Anyways, put some boxes in front here to kind of make a nice ramp to get over this piece, because this does remain, at least this F1006 I believe, does remain when, or at least did for when I was bucking the inside there. So built a nice ramp in front of it, filled it in the middle with moving blankets, and then each section there, and then cardboard over the top. Cardboard, I would say, is a for sure, if you're getting to this point here, if you have cardboard left over from your delivery or from any other boxes or anything, it makes it super easy because you will be getting in and out. Especially like I think I had 2 or 3 rivets that I ended up having to drill out where I just wasn't lined up right with the bucking bar. And anyways, had to drill them out, and I'd prefer if I was to drill them out. I need to teach Amanda how to do it here, but just at least on this part here, I prefer to drill them out myself. So anyways, getting in and out, it's nice having cardboard and kind of slide, or like I had Amanda grab me every once in a while, grab my legs and slide me out. But yeah, summed up, went really well, ready to move forward. And speaking of ready to move forward, we have a wing delivery coming, hopefully soon here. It's 12 o'clock here now. Delivery is supposed to be here between 9 and noon, so hopefully it gets here today. We do have wings on the way, so that'll be exciting. Hopefully this video wasn't too long, but next one will probably involve doing unboxing there of the crate, maybe some lessons learned up until this point, getting through the empennage kit. But yeah, should be exciting to move forward here. Other than that, those of you, I know I keep getting this question a lot, mainly friends and family and whatnot, of how we afford this. Planes are expensive, as I'm sure you all know, building out there. So it doesn't cost you anything, but if you happen to know anyone moving to Phoenix or in Phoenix looking for a home to buy, sell, even commercial real estate, whatever the case may be, I'd love to help them out, either myself or get them in the right direction. So if you know of anyone looking to do any of those things, please feel free. Number's up there in the corner always. So feel free to reach out. And then also if you have questions or whatever, I know I've met a couple of really nice guys in Phoenix here based on that. So if you're in Phoenix and you're curious about building, if time allows, I'd love to have you by here, kind of show you the garage. I know I was here, had Brandon come by and help out quite a bit there, and had a couple other people come by as well. But came by, helped out, bucking rivets. So yeah, super fun to be involved in this awesome builder community. So anyways, I'll quit rambling here. Next video, like I said, uncrating, probably a little recap on lessons learned along the way up until this point. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Adios. This is where you're saying you want me to go buy you snacks?
I mean, if you're planning on coming.
This is why, by the way, I don't know if you hear in the background, Amanda wants snacks. This is why, for those of you who wonder why I was supposed to have this done in 1 year, in the past 1 year.
This
Every
is
time
not
I start
my
building, she comes out here and she's like, I want snacks.
We don't have any.
Chocolate.
Chocolate! We have trail mix with chocolate in it, but I think
Chocolate.
it's expired.
I don't have any more potatoes.
Are you going to Walgreens today?
Why would I go to Walgreens
To get
today?
your energy drinks that you always get.
If I can get energy drinks, I'll go to Walgreens.
Well, if you go get up to Walgreens, can you get me a sparkly water and a snack